I've been a superstar, and I got paid for what I knew, and I shared the game with them. So much guidance, that's what I did. They paid for knowledge.
Salutations, family, and welcome back to Ride Along with the Storm. Family, I just wanted to hop on, and I wanted to use this video as an epilogue to one of my previous videos. The video where I discussed where me and my subordinate at work, or one of my employees, had a verbal altercation. And the reason I wanted to jump on and revisit what I spoke about in that video, because I wanted to highlight a few points from that previous video. First and foremost, it's not unheard of for two men, when they first come into close proximity with one another, whether it be work or whether it be another environment, for two men to have a verbal disagreement. And if they're real men, then two men can come to a mutual understanding. And even if not be friends, they can have at least a mutual understanding and a mutual respect with one another to be able to treat one another civilized. And as civilized black men, I hope that all of us can learn to have a mutual respect for one another, even when we do have disagreements. With that being said, it reminded me of a real profound statement that I heard Mike Tyson make one time. And in that statement, Mike Tyson said, every man that you fight isn't your enemy, and every man that you hug isn't your brother. And that's one of the realest statements I've ever heard, family. Because in this life, you see people and you meet people and you have interactions with people on a myriad of different levels. And a lot of times the people who you think are the closest to you, and the people who you think should care the most about you, and those are the most devious, underhanded, vindictive people you will ever encounter in your life. When a lot of people that you meet the first time, and you and these people may have disagreements because lack of an understanding of one another's personality, because your lack of familiarity with one another, or either just a lack of understanding or communication between one another, y'all have disagreements. And sometimes those disagreements blow up into verbal altercations, or what we call fights, or even physical fights. But that doesn't make that person your enemy, family. A lot of times when you understand how relationships work, you have to understand the process of maturation. You have to understand familiarity is what makes bonds grow between people, and the bonds of relationships grow strong over time. Just like Mike said, everyone that you fight isn't your enemy. Sometimes people may stand on opposite points of views of you, or may have different outlooks on life, but that doesn't necessarily make that person 100% your enemy. You guys may not see eye to eye on a topic today, and then you guys may be allies in topics moving forward in the future, family. Sometimes you might have to, you might have to use other strategies in order to maneuver through life, and you seeing everyone that you have one adversarial confrontation with as an enemy will never be fruitful in your life, family. And that goes back to my previous video, where I stated oftentimes the people closest to you are the ones that can hurt you the most, because they're the closest in proximity to you. And you have to be very careful, family, with having people in close proximity with you, because a lot of times people have what you call proximity disillusion. A lot of times those people become in such close proximity to you, those people start to become jealous of you, and they want to do what you call destiny switching with you, or personality switching, where they see you, they imitate your personality, they imitate the way you dress, the way you talk, and they basically almost try to steal your whole personality. They made a movie back in the day about this called Single White Females, where two white women actually ended up moving in as roommates and were cohabitating together, and one found the other one to be so impressive and became so fond of the other one that she actually wanted to steal the other girl's personality, and actually tried to do physical harm to her. And this is not unusual in society, family. You see people all the time suffer from this mentality of envy and jealousy and covetousness, and these people want to destiny switch with other people. You have to be very, very careful. Just like I said, Mike Tyson stated, everyone you hug is not your friend, and everyone that you fight is not your enemy. You have to always keep that in the front of your mind, family. You have to move with caution and practice discernment and be careful who you let into your circle. And you also have to show people grace and mercy even when you do have confrontations or you have disagreements. You have to always leave the door open for you and that person to be able to reconcile and move forward in a fruitful manner as far as a relationship goes. But that's going to be all for me on this episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm, family. Thank y'all for joining me. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure y'all share me, folks, so I can try to grow my platform, so I can get this message out to a wider audience. I'm going to thank y'all again for joining me on this episode, family. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.